All right, this is 187th District Court. Welcome. It's a Monday. Let's make this a great Monday and not a true Monday. So everyone remember to be patient. These are the rules. If you're an inmate, you're not allowed to use the chat box. If you use the chat box, you will be sent back to your cell. You are not allowed to pick up dates. If you try to pick up a date on this YouTube, you will be sent back to your cell. You're in the 187th District Court. Whatever you cannot do if you are physically in the courtroom, you can't do now that you are Zooming. So what that means is you will behave professionally. If you do not, you will be required to appear in court. To all the attorneys, if you have a plea bargain agreement, you need to put it in the chat box, and you need to put it in the chat box to Ferguson coordinator, no matter how small the offer is. I'm going to open up the breakout rooms. When I open up the breakout rooms, it will invite you to a breakout room. Don't go to a breakout room unless I specifically assign you to a breakout room. All right, attorneys, I'm going to call the name and your appearance. That's how you will appear. If you want to Zoom to another court, you're more than welcome to Zoom to another court. Do not request resets from the court coordinator. I'm the only person who can do that. We have Jaime Aldape, Joe Stenberg, and Bill Simmons. Is there another attorney? All right, Jaime Aldape. Yes?
Sorry,
Dante
Judge. Yes, ma'am, for Mr. Maximiliano Rosales.
All right.
I've been working with Mr. Sanders.
All right, anyone else? Okay.
Judge, I am. I don't know if are you asking for announcements, Judge?
No, I've called your name. Just give me a moment.
Yes, sir.
Jaime Aldape, who do you have?
Your Honor, I have Michelle Perez. She's got a robbery charge.
And is it criminal trial division?
Yes. And
All right,
the issue that we had, Your Honor, I believe they set us on this date because there was a violation report for reporting.
All right, just give me a moment.
We're still pre-indictment.
All right, where's Michelle Perez?
I had spoken to her a number of months ago. Since then, I've been trying to reach her at the number that she called me last. She hasn't responded to my calls or texts, Your Honor.
All right, if you want to Zoom out, you can Zoom back in. I'll give her till 10:30 to show up.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. Joe Steinberg. Joe Steinberg. All right, Bill Simmons. Bill Simmons.
Yes, Your Honor.
Who do you have?
I have Mr. Fermin, Judge. We were set for Wednesday, and then I got a notice of the hearing today. It said PR bond. I don't recall filing for a PR bond for him, but that's what we got.
Your client asked for a PR bond and he's filed for it.
Yes, so I could confer with the state judge. I apologize. I'm having some technical difficulties with this video this morning.
All right. And what is your client's first name?
Guillermo.
And his last name?
Fermin, Judge.
How do you spell his last name?
Fermin.
And is it criminal trial division or family violence?
It's criminal trial division, Your Honor.
All right, I'm looking on the docket and I don't see him listed on the docket. There he is. All right, state, I'm going to send Mr. Simmons to breakout room number 1. And they'll discuss the case with you as well. Dante Dominguez?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, who do you have?
Maximiliano Rosales. I've been working with Mr. Sanders and CTD.
I'll send you to breakout room number 2.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Teresa Conley.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Who do you
I have
have?
a plea in, I'm sorry. Excuse me, I have a plea in the 187. I just heard about this one. John Saunders, PR bond.
Is it
General
criminal
trial.
trial division or family
Yes.
violence?
General trial.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 3. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. And Marcus Sanders, if you could go to breakout room number 2, please. Joe Stenberg.
Hello.
Joe Stenberg, who do you have?
I have two people. I have Crescenio Rodriguez. Just
All
a
right,
sec.
just a second, just a second.
I'm sorry. I had my computer on, but it won't work on the audio. So I went to the whatever this thing called iPad.
Yes,
Anyway,
okay, so who do you have?
Rodriguez, last name, first name, Crescenio. He has 2 writs to lower the bond. And then I have Salmon to allow him to go to work. He's already out on bond, but he's limited to be at home.
And are both of these cases CTD?
I don't know, ma'am. One is a prohibited weapon and the other is aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. And I
All
don't know
right.
if it's,
I'll send you to breakout room number
I was with
number
Laura
4,
before. Okay.
and a prosecutor will meet you there.
And I like your new robe. Very colorful.
Why, thank you very much. All right. And if someone could join Mr. Steinberg in number 4, please.
How do I do that?
You're not going to number 4. The only person who's going to number 4 is your attorney. I made the announcement at the very beginning that you're not to go to a breakout room unless I specifically call your name and send you there.
Okay.
All right, and Rebecca, I see your chat. Thank you.
Can I ask a question?
All right, Ms. Gonzalez, I need you to unmute.
Okay.
All right, Ms. Gonzalez, we have an issue. And do you
Yes.
know what that issue is?
Yes, ma'am.
So I do not want to see another high reading. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If I see another high reading from your ignition interlock device, there's a potential that you could be going to the Bexar County Jail for 1 year. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So don't let it happen again. So
Yes,
your
ma'am.
ignition interlock device, that's going to be extended. Do you understand?
Okay.
Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Let me warn you, you're not to drink alcohol even if you are at your home by yourself. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Rebecca, do you need to speak with her?
No, ma'am.
All right, you're excused.
Thank you.
And where is Mr. Just one second.
Judge and her officer is excused as well, correct?
Yes, thank you for coming in. Can you keep me updated on the readings that we received from the ignition interlock from her, please?
Yes, Judge, I will. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for coming. All right, Mr. Gomez,
Hey, Your Honor.
do you know why you're here?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you want to go to prison?
No, ma'am.
Then why are you not abiding by what's being asked of you? Why are you not submitting to UAs?
Because I believe I have a mental health issues now, ranging from anxiety, depression, social anxiety, PTSD, survivor's guilt. And at that moment, well, till now, I'm just like, honestly, like, I don't care. Like, and I don't want to get in trouble for feeling like that. You know, I just feel like I need help to feel better because I've been like self-medicating. So I feel like if I get help not feeling depressed and, you know what I mean?
So
I feel
you
like
can
this
go
wouldn't be
out.
a
So
problem.
I want to be clear. You have mental health issues. That's what you're
I feel like-
telling me.
Yeah, I
And-
feel like that. I've been since 17 years old and I've never gotten help for it and it's gotten worse. Like I've been looking it up and stuff. And that's why I didn't want to tell you because I feel like you're gonna like think bad or it's like bad and it's.
I can tell you what I think badly of. I think badly of people not following the rules of probation. I think
Yeah, and I
not
understand that. I
taking
mean,
their
I'm sorry.
UAs.
And
That's what I'm
but I
thinking
mean-
badly of. And what my issue is that you have enough energy to go get drugs and do other things, but you don't have energy to go do a UA. So you're telling me you have a mental health problem. We're going to take care of that. Rebecca, on Mr. Gomez, have
Yes,
him
ma'am.
evaluated for the mental health unit. What else do you need help with, Mr. Gomez?
I mean, just not feeling depressed. It's not like I choose to feel this way. It's like something that like, if you look it up, like you can find different situations or emotions and it messes with you. Like,
Well, here's
Just
the
over
thing.
here.
Here's my
and
advice.
I'm sorry, like, and I'm sorry I feel that way. I don't want, I want help to not get in
Well,
trouble.
we're getting
know
you
what I
help
mean?
right
Like,
now. We're
I
giving you
just
help
don't
right
wanna-
now.
I just don't want you to be like that he's crazy or anything. It's just that because I
We're
don't
giving
have
you help
like,
right now. We're going to put you in the we're going to have you interviewed for the mental health unit.
so you're saying that you want me to, that you're gonna like try to put me like in a mental institution because I feel this way. Like
I'm
not
saying
even
you're being
suicidal.
evaluated. You're coming to me for help. I don't know
Yeah.
what you want me to do. I'm not a psychiatrist.
And
So-
I know that I just don't want you to think that I'm overreacting to something or making excuses. You know what I mean? I don't want to.
I'm not thinking you're
I'm just letting
overreacting
you know
or
that's-
making excuses.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying like.
So
you know,
you're
like,
telling me you have depression. I'm telling
Yep.
you that we're going to get you help for that. I don't know what is the miscommunication.
yeah, no, I get. No, I don't know. I guess the tone or something. I don't know, man.
Like, do
That's
you
the way I
not
am,
want
I
help?
guess. No, of course I want help. I don't want to feel like this.
All right. So I'm
Yeah, no,
giving you help.
yeah, okay. When I'm sorry, I just thought it came off, you know, that you're, I don't know. It's not you, it's me.
No, I mean, you're telling me you want help.
Yeah, no,
I'm giving you help.
I felt like I'm sensitive. Sorry, like I don't know.
What I get,
Felt like it was-
let me just tell you what I get. I get a lot of people who come to me. They're not doing well on their probation. And then they tell me they need help. They have a drug problem. So then I tell them, oh, we're going to have you evaluated for your drug problem. Then you know what they say to me? Well, I don't need to be evaluated.
No,
I mean,
no.
So
Yeah,
there
no,
you go.
I get that. That's why. But I mean, I have PTSD from like different stuff, and it's like from where even to the point where the cops like they beat me up, and so like everything that's going on right now, and I just broke down today because I saw somebody that got shot and killed yesterday, and it just brings me back to survivor's guilt, PTSD, like depression, and like that's why I wanted to let you know that I'm not one of those people. It's like it's real, like, and I don't know. I just want to help because
Here's my
I know it's been getting worse.
All right. So here's my question. What do you want me to do? Let's get to the
I want
the problem.
I guess somebody that I could talk to because like when I would try to go to my parents for this kind of stuff, they try to make it seem like it was in my head or I'm not supposed to be feeling that way, or if I feel that way, I'm crazy. You know what I mean? And so I just want somebody to say that it's okay, like what I'm going through, you know. But like, yeah, I like the recent passing of my grandma and my cousin like 2 months ago. It's kind of hard, you know? So just don't want to, I don't know. It's emotional. I never talk about it. But I know it's the drugs. I mean, I know it's me being sad, you know what I mean? Depressed about things that I resort to that kind of stuff. Because you have gave me a patch and I was good, like without like anything, I was good. Like, so I know like it's because I'm like feeling this kind of way, and stuff like that triggers like those kind of stuff. So it's, and so like even right now, like before I was like, I'm gonna tell the judge this and this, and my mom was like, well, I've tried to get you help, but you're in your moods, and it's like I can't help that. I feel that way, you know. It's hard to explain.
So what are you asking for?
Help to get better, thinking wise, mentally, emotionally.
Okay.
Every day, like I think about, because I could have died like I don't know how many times, and I think about that and people that lost their lives. I should like, I don't know, friends, parents, siblings, stuff like that. I mean, never got over it.
All right. So I do see that you were supposed to go to the Center for Healthcare Services. Did you go?
No, she said that she didn't say to go. She said, I guess to contact or something, but I didn't. I was gonna tell her tomorrow.
Well, no. See, here's the thing. It says here. Let's show you. It says here that you were referred to the Center for Healthcare Services in a virtual job fair.
Yeah, she referred me, but I mean, she didn't make it seem like that I had to go to that.
Well, see, here's the thing. You say you need help. They're sending you to a place to get help and you won't go.
No.
So what do you think what do you think a referral means though, Mr. Gomez? If you come to me and you say, I need to go to the emergency room. I send you to the emergency room. They say your leg is broken and they say, we're going to refer you to a specialist. His name is Dr. Robert Gonzalez. Here's the number. What do you think that means? Do you think that means that you don't contact him or?
I mean, I didn't know what it meant. I honestly, like, I just thought like that could be like somebody I can go to. Like, I didn't think that I had to call them. That's why I didn't call or anything. I didn't. Well,
here's the key, Mr. Gomez. Nobody can give you help if we refer you to places and you don't go. I can't help you with your problem if you don't do that.
But I didn't know that that's what it meant.
Here's the thing. If you say you need groceries and you can't afford groceries, and I say, here's a referral to this place that gives free groceries and you don't go, I don't know what you want me to do with that. So this
I
is
know,
what we're
but
going to do.
anything
You're going to
somebody
be,
call them.
you're going to have a mental health evaluation. You're going to be referred to the Center for Healthcare Services, which means you need to pick up the phone and call them. Nobody's going to come knocking on your door. You're obviously in a vehicle. Are you in a vehicle as a passenger or a driver?
A passenger.
Who
Because
is the
I don't want my
driver?
parents or my mother or my father.
All right. So your mom and father are in the vehicle?
No. I just came over here to express
Who's the
how I feel.
driver?
It would be, nobody's here right now, but it would be my mom or my dad, like I said.
All right.
Either one of them.
So do you understand that you are going to be referred to Center for Healthcare Services, which means you're going to call them?
Yeah.
You're going to be given a mental health evaluation, which means you're going to contact them. You're going to stop using drugs, which means nobody can bring you drugs. You can't go out and get marijuana because I'm sure your parents are not giving it to you. I understand your mental health issues. I've worked with treatment courts that deal with mental health. I've had plenty of clients as a defense attorney that have mental health issues, but we are giving you all we can give you. And if you don't take advantage of that, that's on you.
Yeah, no,
I mean, you
understand
want people to be understanding, but
yeah, no, I understand. I guess that's where the communication, like, she didn't make it seem like I had to go or anything. She just said call, but like,
well, you're saying you
know.
have saying you're having a depression issue and you want help, and
I'm
she
too
gives you a
depressed to call,
number.
but I don't care. Like, I'm sorry, like, to make it seem like it's bad or anything, but like, but like, I wanted to tell you, like, personally, for you can, tell me, like, okay, go, like, like, if I hear from her, I'm not gonna, but I don't know how to explain it.
Well, here's the thing. When your
not trying to,
probation
like,
officer tells you to do something,
yeah,
you
no,
need
I
to do
understand,
it.
but I guess that's where the miscommunication. She didn't say like, okay, well, like, I don't know.
Well, let me help you with any miscommunication so there won't be any miscommunications.
No,
The
I
only
understand.
time that people come to me for a compliance hearing when they're on probation, it's because probation is asking me, what do I want done? Do I want a motion to revoke file because this person is not doing what they're supposed to be doing, which means you have the potential to go to prison? Or do I think they just need to have a face-to-face with me? So let me explain something to you. Your probation officer knows what your contract is with this court. I know what your contract is with this court because I told you what to do.
Yes.
This is not a situation where it's a family situation where your sister tells you to do something and you're like, I don't have to do that. Let mom tell me that. That's not how this works here. Probation tells you what your conditions are. You need to do them. Now you're coming to me saying you have depression and you need help. Fine, we're going to get you to help. Now, whether or not you want it or whether or not you take advantage of that, that's completely up to you. So I'm going to give you the help that you're asking for. But if you don't take advantage of it, I'm going to get another motion to revoke file. And that motion to revoke is going to say this person did not go to Center for Healthcare Services. This person did not go to the job fair. This person did not do this. And I'm going to let them file the motion to revoke, and then we'll hear it. They'll file a warrant for your arrest. You'll either make bond or either you'll have your hearing heard from the Bexar County Jail. I'm going to send you to a breakout room with probation. You're going to get this done today. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, is there any problem? Do you understand what I'm saying? Is there any miscommunication issues?
No. And I wanted to talk to you, like, personally, because, like, I feel like, I don't know, you would understand or something, but no, this is good.
So
But
what
thank
are
you.
what are you going to be doing?
That's what
What am I asking and telling you to do?
To go to that center and get evaluated.
I'm sending you to a breakout room number 1 with probation. They will go over that with you.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Judge, so we're going to go ahead and amend his conditions for the mental health initiative then?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
And in the meantime, get him over to the Center for Healthcare Services.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, everyone, we're going to take a short recess. Amy Owen.
Yes, Your Honor.
Hi, who do you have with us?
Morning. I have Santos Lamb, Judge. He's in custody.
Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
Yes, ma'am. Criminal Trial Division.
Okay. I will see you to breakout room number 2 and a prosecutor will meet you there.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, everyone, just give me a moment. Dante Dominguez, you're back.
Yes, Your Honor. I switched devices. You can shoot me back to that breakout room though.
Okay. You are
Sorry
in
about-
breakout room number 2.
Yes, ma'am.
And who were you trying to meet with?
Mr. Sanders, he was waiting to hear back from his victim's advocate.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 3. And Marcus, if you could go to 3, please.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, and to the clerks in the back, could I please have file 2020 CR 3304? And Joe Steinberg, you back?
Yes, ma'am. We have a deal,
All
not
right,
on settling the case, the 2 cases.
all right. If you will put it in the chat box to Ms. Ferguson, or either if David Martin, you could put that in the chat box to Ms. Ferguson, please.
Yeah, I can put it in there. I don't think I have your email address though, Joe. If you can type that in the chat box to me so I can do the paperwork.
You're talking about Joe?
Yeah,
Okay, I'll do that.
thank you.
In the meantime, is Your Honor
Yeah, I
still?
think. Yeah, I think he has another client that he needs to talk to a CTD on an arson.
All right, Joe, if you'll go back, well, I'll send you to breakout room number 5. And could somebody from Criminal Trial Division go to breakout room number 5 on Jason Salmon?
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. And Bill Simmons.
Yes, Judge, I'm back. I conferred with Miss Williamson. Like I said, he put in for a PR bond. I didn't because he's not eligible for one. So, but I do have an offer. He's on the docket for Wednesday too. So maybe we can work it out Wednesday.
All right, Mr. Furman Guerrero.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Simmons, I will let you speak with your client and you can tell him what the offer is.
Oh, sounds good. He's here, Judge. Yes, I can go in the breakout room with him.
I'll send you to breakout room number 4, Mr. Guerrero. And Mr. Simmons, if you'll go to 4, please.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Simmons, I hope you're not driving.
I am, Judge.
All right, you need to pull over to the side of the road. I will not be the cause or witness of an accident.
Yes, Your Honor.
Brenda, there's a sign that says no texting and driving, but people want to zoom and drive. I don't understand that. Mr. Steinberg, did you see the your ability to go to the breakout room?
I'm texting David and I just hit send my email and now
All
I'll
right.
go to the breakout room.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. And I would be remiss if I did thank Norma.
Yeah, well, please thank everyone.
Send Rosales 14L to room 3, I believe, with Dante.
All right, Mr. Rosales, if you'll go to breakout room number 3, please. Your attorney is waiting there for you. And you need to pull up that mask. It doesn't work if it doesn't cover your nose. And to the clerk in the back, do you have the file number 2020 CR 3304, please?
Yes, Judge, I'll put it.
Here we go. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, leave those.
Am I supposed to get an invite to a breakout room? This is Joe
Yes,
Stenberg.
you've already been invited to the breakout room. If you'll go to the bottom of your screen, if you
Well-
see the chat boxes.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, if you click on that, it'll show that you can go to number 5.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And if someone from Criminal Trial Division could go to breakout room number 5, please.
Crazy.
All right, are you able to get there, Mr. Steinberg?
No, I'm on an iPad and it's different from the computer. But if you'll be patient, I might be able to figure this sucker out.
No problem. Brenna, I'm not good with iPads. Do you have any?
I think if you just kind of tap the screen, you may see it either on the top left.
Okay. Golly, a computer wizard at the same time, huh?
Yes, she's awesome.
All right. Thank you. I take back what I said about you. You are.
You're back, Mr. Simmons?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, did you have a chance to speak with your client in the breakout room?
I did, Judge. If I could have a quick moment with a prosecutor, I was talking to Ms. Williamson just with a quick counteroffer to see if we could maybe wrap this morning.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 6. And Alexandra, if you could go to 6, please.
Okay.
This is the headset. Sit down. Don't touch this.
Mr. Saunders, just give us a moment. We'll be right with you.
Hello?
Just give us a moment. Leave everything alone.
Yes, ma'am?
Yes, Mr. Saunders, just wait. We'll be with you, okay?
Okay.
Mr. Simmons, you're back.
Yes, Your Honor. Looks like we have an off. We should be able to work this out this morning. They're going to send the paperwork over, but I just want to confirm with my client rather quickly.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 4.
Yes, Judge.
Yes, sir. All right, so, man, outside, sir, outside.
Miss Owen,
Yes, Your Honor, may I got an offer from Jordan. Could I be placed in a breakout room with my client, please?
and who, Mr. Lamb,
Yes.
is your client in custody?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, let me see where he is.
Yeah, I don't see him on the screen.
Norma, could you see where Santos Lamb is, please?
Yes, ma'am. They're bringing him, Judge.
All right, thank you. Your client should be here shortly.
Thank you.
And to the clerks in the back, could I have file 2019 CR 12705, please?
Yes, Judge.
I put it in the chat box. It's 2019 12705. Yes, it's in the chat box. Ms. Owen, your client is here.
Okay, Your Honor, if I could have a breakout room
Yeah,
with
I
him.
need the file. Yes. All right, Ms. Owen. I'll send you to breakout room number 1. And Mr. Lamb, could you go to number 1, please? Mr. Lamb, if you look at the bottom of your screen, do you see 3 boxes that say breakout rooms? Click on that.
The judge.
Unmute yourself, Mr. Lamb. You should see something popping up asking you to unmute. All right, Norma, could you get someone to help Mr. Lamb go to the breakout room, please, and unmute?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Hello?
Mr. Lamb needs to go to a breakout room number 1. All right, Mr. Simmons, you're back.
Yes, Your Honor. We should be able, we're gonna work this out today. I'm just waiting on the paperwork from the state judge.
All right, and could you put in the chat box to Ferguson what the agreement is?
Yes, Judge.
Thank you. All right, and has someone gone to breakout room number 5 to speak with Joe Stenberg? He's waiting for somebody from Criminal Trial Division. All right, Ms. Owen, you're back.
Yes, Judge. We want to take the 1244 deal we had worked out with.
Oh, you just put it in the chat box.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. And put it in the chat box to Ms. Ferguson so she'll know what the agreement is.
Okay. And then Judge.
Yes.
So I just left Mr. Lamb in that breakout room, and then I told him once I had the paperwork, I'd come back in there. Is that fine?
Yes, that's fine. And
Okay.
you can go back to that breakout room whenever you need to because you're assigned to that room.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. David Martin and Joe Ray Garcia, if I could see you in the breakout room, please. Breakout room number 6. All right, anyone ready? Mr. Salmon, if you can unmute for me, please.
Yes, ma'am.
State and your attorney have reached an agreement with regards to your bond modification request. So you will be allowed to move your residence and you will be allowed to seek employment from 8 to 5 Monday through Friday. Are you already employed, Mr. Salmon?
Yes, ma'am, but I just haven't been able to move around or do nothing. I've just been waiting patiently.
Okay, I can't hear a word you're saying. Why are you mumbling?
Yes, ma'am. I have a job. I work for True Granite.
Okay, so you'll be allowed to work there, and that will be from 7:30 a.m. 5:30 p.m. If your work schedule changes, you need to let the parties know that your work schedule has changed. You need to let pretrial services know, and I'm sure there will be no issue. And be sure to let your attorney know, because if you go outside the agreement that your attorney has reached with the state, I'm going to receive a violation report. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Do you need
Yes,
to
Your Honor.
do you need to speak with your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor. I have a question on the
Yes.
7th. So this is the time I can leave my location and have to be back at my location.
Yes. You can leave your location at 7:30, and you need to be back at your location by 5:30.
Okay. Does this mean I can go to the store or something after that if I have to get lunch or something? This just means I have to be back and forth at the same time.
You are allowed
work.
from
Yeah, 'cause
7:30
I have-
a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and you're to be at work.
Yeah, 'cause I have
If
to pay
you
child support and everything.
don't have any violation, then the court may consider giving you more time. But for now, that's what your attorney has asked for, and that's what the court is giving you. Marcus, could you please help Mr. Steinberg leave breakout room number, there he is. Mr. Steinberg?
Howdy.
Howdy. So your client is asking for other things, but I've told him what has been agreed to is that he's allowed to work, and he's allowed from 7:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. And that includes travel time to True Granite and travel time back home. He's asking the court for other things that are not in the motion. So.
And the other thing is his residence has been moved.
Yes. And I've agreed to that.
He can call me later and talk to me about whatever else he wants.
All right.
And
yes.
I'm going to go back and finish Mr. Rodriguez's case. I think I'm finished here.
Yes. All right, Mr. Salmon, you're excused, and you can give your attorney a call, and your attorney will speak to you about any questions you may have. But I've granted the motion that's been filed, and it should be in the system today. All right, and then you have Mr. Rodriguez.
Yes, I'm finishing the paperwork right now.
All right, and I'm placing him in breakout room number 6.
6, thank you.
Your Honor.
Yes.
Hello. I have one question, because in this case, I guess I lost my wife. There's a whole bunch of stuff that's going on. And it's
let me stop you for a moment, Mr. Salmon.
I need to get a divorce.
Mr. Salmon, let me stop you for a minute.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not here to talk to you about the facts of the case. You'll have to talk to your attorney about that. I don't know why you're getting upset with me.
Because he yells at me.
Here's the thing. One, I'm not going to tolerate that. Do you understand? This is not a divorce court. I don't want to hear about your divorce. This is a criminal court. If you want to get a divorce from your wife, you need to take that to the appropriate court. And if you would listen more, you would know what the appropriate court would be. This is a criminal court. I don't handle divorces. And if you want a divorce, talk to your attorney about that, or whomever you need to talk to it about. But I will not tolerate disrespect. So if you want to interrupt your schedule that I've just given you to make sure that you're in the 187 District Court in person, we can do that.
Yes, Your Honor.
And maybe you need to start internalizing and figure out, why do I have a case? Do you understand?
He does, Your
Yes, Your
Honor.
Honor.
Your client is excused.
Thank you.
Britton, I think people want to make today a full Monday. It's like Monday, 100% Monday. We're not going to do it 98% Monday. We're going to make it 100% Monday. Norma, who's the court coordinator and Judge Carruthers Court?
Angela Martinez.
All right, thank you.
Judge, can you put Martin Guerra in a breakout room with David Martin, please?
All right. Martin Guerra, I'm sending you to breakout room number 2.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. And David Martin, if you could go to breakout room number 2, please. And Norma, could you have Miss Conley please come back to the courtroom so that we can take up her client, Mr. Sanders?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Attorney, you got retained.
right, everyone, let me know when you have your paperwork ready.
Howdy, this is Joe.
Yes, excuse me. Do you know if I'm being reset or if Mr. Simmons is in court?
We're still waiting. We're going to go to court today on the plea. And then we're going to ask the judge to expedite the pre-sentence report. And we'll come back at another date. But right now, we're just waiting. You signed everything? Have you signed everything? Oh, well, once I've signed and now it's supposed, the way
Yes.
it works.
What I'll do, Mr. Steinberg, I'll put you and your client back in a breakout room. I'll put you in breakout room number 7.
Oops.
And Mr. Guerrero, if you'll go to 7, please.
Judge, Mr. Guerrero is Bill Simmons's attorney.
Ah.
Bill Simmons is Mr. Guerrero's attorney.
All right, Mr. Guerrero, I'm sending you to breakout room number 4.
We're still waiting on this paperwork, Judge.
All right, thank you.
But I can go in the breakout room with him.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 4, Mr. Guerrero, if you'll go there. And then Joe Steinberg, I believe you have Mr. Rodriguez. I'll send you to breakout room number 7. I'm sorry, number 6 with your client.
Yes. I thought I was in a breakout room. That's the reason I was talking. I'm
No,
sorry.
no, you're here with us all.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, no problem. All right. And Amy Owen, have you finished all your paperwork?
Judge, could you please enable screen sharing so that they can bring it up on the jail side?
All right. Go to that breakout room, have them come to the main room because I already have screen sharing on. Sometimes it doesn't work unless I make them a co-host. So if you have your client come back to the main room, Norma, if you could have them come back to the main room, please.
Yes, ma'am.
I think there is something wrong with the technology today. Dante, what's the update on your client?
Your Honor, I was spoken to my client. I was spoken to Mr. Sanders. Mr. Sanders has made an offer. It was the offer that I was trying to get to, so I'm not displeased with it. My client still has some questions on it. You may remember this case. I had moved the court for a competency evaluation before. He was found to be competent, but the doctor who did it did make a couple of evaluations as well. So with Your Honor's permission, and I'm not trying to annoy the court, but I do want to have a sit down with my client.
No, I mean, it's no annoyance for the court. Let's bring Mr. Rosales back. If you can bring him back to the main room, please.
Yes, ma'am. But what I was going to ask for is just one more week to make sure I can have a sit down with him, that he understands this and is comfortable with it before moving into it. I fear that if we do this too quickly, there may be some distrust on his part, and I don't want to engender that.
Let's bring him back to the main room, please. And Mr. Dominguez, he's actually in breakout room number 3. If you'll go to 3 and bring him into the main room, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi.
I think we're both here again, Your Honor.
Let me take this up and then I'll take you up.
No, it's okay.
Mr. Rosales, can you unmute, please?
Judge, I'm sorry to interrupt. Tony Gossett with Lamb. You can make him co-host, please.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Rosales.
Hello.
Hello. You need to pull your mask up because it's not protecting anybody like that. You understand?
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right, so Mr. Rosales, your attorney is asking me for additional time for you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to recall this on Friday.
Okay.
All right. And your attorney will have a chance to speak with you off docket. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Type in your last name.
All right, Norman, can you recall him for Friday, please?
Yes, ma'am.
And Norma, Mr. Lamb, I made him co-host, but nobody's helping him with anything.
That's actually, that's all 3 of mine.
Yes, ma'am. Tony was just asking. Thank you. I'll let him know.
All right, thank you.
I'm gonna open them all up and then he can help you edit those for you, sir.
All right, Mr. Dominguez, you and your client will be back on
I'm sharing
April
the screen so
16th.
he could see what you're seeing.
Mr. Rosales, do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
All right, we'll see you back on April 16th.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. May we
You're
be excused
welcome.
in the meantime?
Yes, Mr. Rosales, just remain there. They're going to have a deputy come get you, okay?
All right, appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you, Judge. We'll see you
You're
soon,
welcome.
Max.
See you.
Yes, sir. Yeah, she.
Not even.
Okay.
Just remain there, Mr. Rosales. Mr. Lamb, can you go back to breakout room number 1, please? Do you see the chat box at the bottom where it says chat box? Click on that. Do you see where it says breakout room? If you'll go back to the breakout room, please. All right, to the courtroom, do you have a James Madrone in the courtroom, please?
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Madrone, are you able to hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm gonna need you to speak up.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Madrone, you have 2 cases. Their failure to stop and render aid, serious bodily injury. I don't know any of the facts of the case. I'm only here to tell you what your rights are. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So in each of the cases, you have a right to remain silent. You don't have to talk to anyone you don't want to talk to. You have a right to hire an attorney or have one appointed for you. Do you have a retained attorney?
Yes.
Your Ronald Geyer, I'm here with him, Your Honor, and I'll be representing him on these cases.
All right, thank you. I know that you say that your attorney is retained, but I still have to go over certain rights with you that may not apply. You have a right to have an attorney appointed to you in each of these cases if you can't afford an attorney. If you want an attorney appointed to you, you will have to fill out an application for an attorney, an affidavit. A clerk will help you fill that out if you need help filling that out. You will need to swear to that you cannot afford an attorney. If you want to, you will be allowed to have an interview with a police officer, prosecutor, anyone from the state. However, anything you say to any of those parties can be used against you in any type of hearing and in court. If you start an interview with someone from the state, you can terminate or stop that interview at any time. You have a right to have your attorney present at any interview you have with someone from the state. you will be given a reasonable time to speak to or consult with your attorney. If you are granted a court-appointed attorney, that court-appointed attorney must have contact with you by the next business day. So if you were getting a court-appointed attorney today, they would have to contact you no later than 10:46 a.m. tomorrow. If you are a foreign national, you have a right to have access to your consulate. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
In each of these cases, I believe they've been indicted. Is that correct, defense?
Yes, it is, Your Honor. They have case numbers.
All right. Are you requesting a court-appointed attorney in either of these cases?
No.
No, ma'am.
All right, those are your rights. And what I'm going to do on each of these cases, I'm going to give your attorney a chance to confer with the state because it appears that there have been no bonds set in either of these cases. Mr. Gar, have you filed a notice of retained counsel in each of these cases?
I have, Your Honor.
All right.
And I will be making his bonds, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Madron, if you'll just have a seat in the box. And is there a prosecutor available to confer on these cases? The cause numbers are 2021 CR 2437 and 2021 CR 2438. So to the courtroom, I'll send you to breakout room number 7. And if a prosecutor could go to breakout room number 7, please, to confer with defense as it relates to the bond.
I'll go, Judge.
All right, thank you. All right, Teresa Conley, you're back. You're muted.
Sorry to keep you waiting, but there are 2 pleas ahead of me, so I thought I'd sneak out of 186. Jordan and I spoke. He opposes a bond reduction, and I don't have an argument to counter it. It looks like Mr. Saunders will possibly be indicted as a habitual, and apparently the situation keeps him from getting a PR bond.
All right, just one moment. All right, did you file a motion on this case, Ms. Conley?
No, Your Honor, I didn't. I'm surprised it came up. Mr. Saunders apparently did, but I had no awareness of it.
Oh, this is a request for a PR bond.
Yes.
It's not a request for a bond reduction.
Yes, Judge, my understanding is that he's not eligible for PR bond. He has a robbery conviction. So my understanding is any crime involving violence or the threat of violence is disqualified. He's set on 2 $10,000 bonds for 2 drug cases, 1 PG2, 4 to 400, 1 PG1, 4 to 200. 10,000 on each. The state feels it's appropriate as he is a habitual felony offender. So we don't have an agreement on a lesser bond, and I don't think he's eligible. If I'm mistaken and Ms. Connolly wants to argue for a PR bond, that's fine, but the state is opposed.
There's no health reason, Your Honor, that would give you that permission based on the current.
Just one moment. Let me find the motion or the request for the PR bond. All right, Mr. Saunders, could you unmute for me, please?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Saunders, are you able to hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Saunders, the court is in receipt of your application for a request for a PR bond.
Yes, ma'am.
Based upon your criminal history and based upon the governor's directive, you're not eligible for a PR bond. The issues are that in 2005, you had a robbery case.
Yes, ma'am.
And according to this, you entered a plea of guilty and you served 6 years. And
Yes, ma'am.
also from 2005, you have an assault bodily injury case.
Yes, ma'am.
And that all of those crimes are considered violent crimes under the governor's directive. So you're not eligible for a PR bond. All right, do you have any questions? All right. Well, if there's nothing else, then Norma, can you let them know that Mr. Saunders can go back?
Yes, ma'am.
And Ms. Conley, you're excused.
Thank you so much. Have a good day, Judge.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you.
Mr. Geyer, did you all have an agreement?
We do, Your Honor. Ms. Williamson agreed to a bond of $10,000 in each case.
All right, and are there any recommended conditions?
She mentioned none, Your Honor. She's working. Once again, that's how I was in the case.
All right, I'll follow your agreement.
Thank you, Judge. And I assume the deputies will take him down to the satellite office. We got the bonds ready to go.
Yes. And Norma,
Yes, ma'am.
can you give them a court date for Mr. James Madrone? Does he have any court dates upcoming with us?
There's a court date coming up for April 30th.
All right, we'll see you then, Mr. Geyer, April 30th, and the court Zooms. So if your client is able to Zoom, he can Zoom or he can appear in court.
Thank you, Judge. May
All
I
right,
be-
thank you. Yes.
Your Honor, this is Martin Guerra. May I approach?
Yes.
Your Honor, I conferred with David Martin. There's a new offer since last time we we're in court. I believe this is our plea deadline, but because the new offer has been extended, I was hoping you can give us a couple of weeks to go over that.
All right, just give me one moment, please. Let me sign this paperwork.
Deputy Andana, 5456. Deputy Andana, 5456.
All right, and Mr. Guerra, who is your client?
Edward Guitron.
All right, Mr. Guitron.
Yes, ma'am.
Right, this will be the only time that the court will extend your plea deadline date. There will be no further extensions. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Norma, can you set Mr. Guitron at the end of the month, please?
Yes, ma'am. The 30th?
We will see you back on April 30th, Mr. Guitron.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor. May we sign off?
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes.
We have our paperwork should be completed for Mr. Guerrero.
All right, just give me one moment.
Thanks, Judge.
Mr. Furman, where are you?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here. Yes, can you hear me?
Yes. All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 3.
Okay,
Clerk will meet you there and let you know if they have all the paperwork.
yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
And Judge, I emailed you the judgments for that case.
Yes. To the clerks, could you make sure I've sent you the judgments? Can you make sure they're included in the stipulations, please? All right, and Mr. Rodriguez, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 3 as well. And they will let you know if they have all the paperwork. And Mr. Steinberg, I'm sending you to breakout room number 3 so they can make sure that all the paperwork is done. Rebecca?
Yes, ma'am.
Can I see you in breakout room number 2, please?
Yes.
Oh, Rebecca, do you have an update on housing for Edgar Sanchez?
The note was that he was still living with his parents, and that was on April 5th when he last saw his officer.
Okay, so we're gonna have to set another update for him.
I wasn't sure if his attorney was supposed to come on today or not.
Yeah, he is. Oh, you know what? It's scheduled at, he's supposed to be here at 1:45 p.m. So it's not for the morning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I have in my notes.
Okay. Yeah. Per probation, still at the same address as of April 5th.
Okay. All right, everyone. Lupe is saying, I can hear him in the back saying that he's missing the plea paperwork on Presencio Rodriguez. Does anybody know where that plea paperwork is, please?
I got an email that it was filed.
Okay.
I'll look and see.
Judge, I just resent you that email that you asked me to.
All right, thank you. And Rebecca, on that one, just make sure it's set on a day where he can appear in person.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Then on Michelle Perez.
I'm back, Your Honor.
All right. Let me
I just got out of the 144th. So I'm here.
All right. Have you had any contact with your client?
It's been about 3 months. When she called my answering service, I was given her most recent phone number. Since that date, I've called like 3 or 4 times, texted about the same amount of times. I've even called the complainant who called me on her behalf, and nobody's responding to my.
All right. This is what I'm going to put in the chat box to you. And this is several numbers that are on the violation report. Have you seen those?
Are you texting it to me now, Judge?
I'm sending it via chat.
Okay.
All right. So if you want to try those numbers. And see if you can get her to zoom in.
I'll call right now, Judge. I'll be right back.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, Judge, it shows Lupe signed it at 10:47 and you signed it at 10:54 and it's complete.
Okay, I don't know why he's in the breakout room saying that he hasn't received it.
Huh. Let me see if this email has it. I can forward it to him.
All right, and Amy Owen, has your client been sworn in?
No, Judge. We just got all the paperwork done.
All right, I'm going to send him to breakout room number 3, and I'll send you to 3. The clerk is in there and they'll swear you in. Mr. Lamb, please go to breakout room number 3. And who are the parties on Furman Guerrero?
Alexandra.
Judge, I just saw the deputy on the screen. I don't know why she took him off the screen. She turned off the
He's
monitor.
gone to another breakout room, Mr. Lamb. He's in breakout room number 3.
No, Mr. Guerrero. Judge.
Yeah, he's gone.
All right. Can you see if you can get him back, Norma?
Yes, ma'am. I'm trying to get him back.
Thank you. It's official today. Brenna, it's official. Today is Monday. To the clerks in the back. The reason why you don't have the plea paperwork is because you combined 2 plea paperworks together. Mhm. Just give me a moment, Alexandra. The judgments that you sent were not printed out.
Yes, yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Rabago,
Yes, Your Honor.
your client is not here.
I've tried to reach him at the number that I have for him, and I haven't been able to get through to him.
All right, just give us a moment. Who are the parties on Furman Guerrero?
Alexandra?
Bill Simmons for the defense, Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, the court is calling 2021 CR 3280W, State of Texas versus Furman Guerrero III. If you could have parties announced for the record, please.
Alexandra
Stay.
Wilson. Alexandra Wilson.
Yes,
Bill
Furman
Simmons for defense.
And are you Mr. Guerrero?
Yes, ma'am. I'm Furman Guerrero. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state or the defense?
No, Your Honor.
No objections.
Mr.
No, Your Honor.
Guerrero, I'm showing you a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review
Yes.
that document with your attorney? Did you
Yes, ma'am, I
understand
did.
it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Guerrero, I'm going to show you a document entitled Waiver of Indictment, Reading of Information and Rights under Article 1.051 and 26.03 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Did you understand you have a right to have a grand jury hear the evidence in this case and make a decision on whether or not to indict this case?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Did you also understand that your attorney has certain rights, namely 2 days from the presentation of the information and 10 days from the presentation of the information to prepare for trial? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived indictment, reading of information and rights under Article 1.051 and 26.03 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. We got the record for a moment. If I could see the attorneys in breakout room number 1, please.
You think that's a good thing or a bad thing? No telling.
Norma, it's Robert Featherston. I'm online now.
Thank you, Mr. Featherston. Give us just a moment.
All right, we're back on the record. Mr. Guerrero, I'm going to show you a document entitled Information. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the information?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Simmons, do you waive the reading of the information? You're muted.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Guerrero, I'm showing you a document entitled Court Admonishments. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
You understand what you're charged with is theft enhanced under $2,500. That's a state jail felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor, I have.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
In my opinion, he does, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
In my opinion, he was, Your Honor.
Mr. Guerrero, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am. No, Your
Are
Honor.
you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Next, Mr. Guerrero, I'm showing you what's entitled plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor, I did and I have.
According to the plea bargain agreement, punishments be assessed at 6 months in the state jail facility. There's a $1,500 fine and there are no applications. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, ma'am.
Defense is at the plea bargain agreement.
Yes, Your Honor.
State is at the plea bargain agreement.
Yes.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
None ruled upon, Your Honor.
Then Mr. Guerrero, to the state jail felony as charged in the information, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest, Your Honor.
State any evidence to support the defendant's plea.
Yes, Your Honor. The state offers State's Exhibit 1 and attachments.
Any
No
objection?
objection.
Mr. Guerrero, I'm going to show you a document entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
Again, that you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent.
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. The court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
We just pray that the court followed the plea agreement. It was a tough time, but as the court can see the amount, we think that the plea is appropriate.
All right, the court will sentence you to 6 months in the state jail facility, a $1,500 fine, time and money will run concurrent, give you credit for any time served. Next,
Yes.
Mr. Guerrero, I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor. I do have one quick question though.
Yes.
On the good time credit, will that be granted if I have my good time credit at the appropriate time? Will the judge allow the
Court
good
is
time?
always open to reviewing whatever is presented to me.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
All right, did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
And because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record. Mr. Guerrero, you've got to stop stealing. You understand?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
This is not the first time you've stolen. That's why it's enhanced.
I know, ma'am.
So here's what I always tell everybody. You want something, work for it. If there's a situation that you're hungry, there are so many homeless shelters in San Antonio. You have the food bank. The food bank won't charge you. There's so many places that you can get food other than stealing. You understand?
Yes, ma'am, you're right. Thank you.
All right, because otherwise you're going to find yourself in and out of the prison. This could have been enhanced to more than a state jail felony.
I know, Your Honor, and I thank you. I thank you, and I'm taking your word of advice to heart. Trust me. I do have little ones, and I'm already. My mother already told you, like, you're too old for this. You shouldn't be going in and out of jail for this. Stop stealing. She told me the same thing, and I'm gonna take your heart to heart. Thank you, ma'am.
All right,
God
good
bless
luck
you.
to you.
God bless you, ma'am. Thank you.
God bless you too. Norma, can you have them take Mr. Guerrero back? And Mr. Simmons, you are excused. Who's the attorney on Crescencio Rodriguez?
Thank you, Mr. Simmons. Thank you, ma'am. Good. Have a good day.
You're welcome.
Howdy, Joe Stenberg,
All right, who's the prosecutor?
David Martin.
All right, David Martin. Mr. Rodriguez, where are you? All right. Norma, could you go to breakout room number 3 and have those persons in breakout room number 3 please leave?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Your Honor, may I approach? I had Michelle Pettis.
Yes, just give me one moment.
Judge, there's no one there. Let me call the jail.
All right, because it shows that Amy Owens in breakout room number 3.
I went into breakout room number 3 and it's just a inmate's chair by itself.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right, Mr. El Dape.
Yes, Your Honor. I received those 3 numbers that the court gave me via chat. The first one was the same one that I've been trying to get a hold of her with. I called and left a voice message. The second one I called and left a voice message, and the third one was not working.
All right, well, I'm going to increase the bond.
Okay. I'll keep trying to get a hold of her. If I get a hold of her, I'll notify the court, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Be excused?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, Anthony Ravago?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
Yeah, with Mr. Jimenez, I'm
Yes,
just looking at the information I have available for him, but I think he was just on probation in your court for another case recently and got 10 months jail.
Mhm.
But since I've had him, I have not been able to get a hold of him.
All right, I'm going to put some numbers in the chat box to you if you want to try those numbers. And these are the numbers that are listed on the violation report.
Okay.
Just one moment. And Joe Steinberg, we're just trying to find out where your client is.
Well, I told him the guard might be ordering pizza for him, so he may be enjoying.
Okay.
Well, you can always hope.
Oh, it is a Monday. Things have been known to happen. All right, Anthony, I've sent those numbers to you in the chat box.
Got it. I'll write them down.
All right, Robert Featherston.
Morning, Your Honor.
Hello.
Judge, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. So who are you speaking to with regards to discovery compliance on Priscilla Roselle?
Judge, I haven't spoke with anyone concerning that at this time.
All right.
And Your Honor, Your Honor, I apologize to the court. I didn't even realize I had this setting today. I'm sure it's completely my fault, and I apologize.
Oh, no problem.
I don't think this is really a discovery setting. I think she had a pending federal case, and that's why we got reset last time, is my recollection. If there's a discovery issue, I'm not aware of what it is.
All right, let me check the docketing sheet and see what I have on the docketing sheet. What I have is that her previous attorney withdrew. And a motion to withdraw was granted. So Mr. Featherston, I guess you were recently appointed. Is that correct?
That is correct, Judge. And I do remember that the nature of the activity is such that I was concerned that the feds were going to take the case. And I don't know if that link, if we've been able to determine whether that's indeed the case or not at this point.
All right. Well, let me let you confer with somebody from the state. Is there anyone available to confer with Mr. Featherston in breakout room number 1, please?
Yes, Judge, I can talk to him.
All right. So Mr. Featherston, if you'll go to breakout room number 1.
Will do. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. And then Mr. Steinberg, we'll wait for your person to come back. And we'll take up Amy Owen. Who is the prosecutor on Amy Owen's case? Who are you dealing with, Miss Owen?
Jordan.
Is there another prosecutor who's available to do the plea?
I am, Judge.
All right, thank you. And Mr. Lamb, can you unmute for me, please? I just asked you to unmute. It should pop up on the screen. Thank you. Don't touch anything.
Okay, I got it.
Don't touch anything else.
Okay, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am.
Okay. Court is calling 2020 CR 11340, State of Texas versus Santos Reyes Lamb. Could I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
Alexandra Williamson.
For the defense?
Amy Owen for the defense.
And are you Mr. Lamb?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections, Ms. Williamson?
No, Your Honor.
Any objection, Ms. Owen?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Lamb, I'm showing you a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Ms. Owen, I'm showing you what's entitled Discovery Acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Lamb, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney, and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, it appears that you're waiving the enhancement of the 1,000 feet within a playground. Is that correct, defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So state, are you waiving that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objections from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Lamb, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand what you're charged with is possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I believe he does, Judge.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Lamb, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Next, I'm showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney and understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, the state is proceeding with a punishment of 30 days in the Bexar County Jail under 12.44 of the Penal Code. There are no applications. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then Mr. Lamb, to the offense of possession of controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State
Right.
any evidence to support the defendant's guilty plea.
Yes, Your Honor. The state offers State's Exhibit 1 and attachments.
Any objections?
No objection, Your Honor.
Mr. Lamb, I'm going to show you a document entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. The court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is there anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
We would just ask that you follow the plea agreement, Your Honor, and sentence him to the 30 days under 1244. I believe he does have 17 days credit.
All right. Then the court will follow your agreement. The court will sentence you to 30 days in the Bexar County Jail under 12.44 of the Penal Code, give you credit for any time served.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Mr. Lamb, I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. Mr. Lamb, how old are you?
I am 54 years old.
All right, Mr. Lamb, I think it's time for you to stop doing what you're doing. You
Yes,
understand?
yes, ma'am.
Because otherwise you're going to find yourself in and out of the prison. I'm in my 50s, and I always tell people I have less remaining life in front of me than I have behind me.
Yes,
Now,
ma'am.
who knows? We may live to be 120. Personally, I don't know if I want to live to be 120. We'll see that once I approach that number. Amy, I don't know if you want to live to be 120. We'll see what happens. But you got to change. Otherwise, you're going to wake up and you will have spent the majority of your life in prison. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Good luck to you, Mr. Lamb. And Mr. Lamb, when you get out, if you have a drug or alcohol problem, just call AA. There are so many AA, NA meeting places all over San Antonio, and they're
Thank you,
willing to
ma'am.
help, and they don't charge. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right. Good luck to you. Norma, can you let them know that Mr. Lamb can go back, and Miss Owen, you're excused. Thank you for popping in.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Owen.
All right. Robert Featherston. You're on mute, Mr. Featherston.
I apologize, Judge.
And
I've
thank you for not driving while you Zoom. I appreciate that.
Of course, I'm not that multitasker. Judge, Ms. Rossell has been indicted in federal court. We're still trying to figure out the length and breadth of the indictment. We're requesting a 30-day reset so we can deconflict that and then proceed forward here in state court.
All right. Norma, on Miss Priscilla Roselle.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you give that a 30-day reset? And Mr. Featherston, if you will remain in contact with the state's attorney to let them know the update on the federal.
Will do, Judge.
All right.
Judge, the update will probably be coming from us, but we will maintain contact.
All right. Thank you.
May 17th.
All right. So we're going to come back on May 17th. Mr. Featherston, do you need to speak with your client?
Yes, Your Honor. If the court would allow it, I would appreciate that.
Mr. Featherston, after you finish speaking with her, if you'll have her come back to the main room, because we'll need to excuse her from this room.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Roselle, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2. Your attorney will meet you in breakout room number 2. All right. And Norma, any updates on Mr. Rodriguez?
Give me 1 second, Judge Rodriguez.
It's Steinberg's client.
Okay, give me 1 second, Judge.
Don't leave us alone. Yeah, just give me a second. That's okay.
Judge, they're trying to locate the inmate.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, Anthony Ravago. Any update on Julian or Julian Jimenez?
Yes, Judge. Two of those numbers had voicemail, and I left messages at those numbers. One of the numbers wasn't working. And I guess as soon as if I hear from him, I'll let him know to come to court. Is that what I should do?
Yes, I'm gonna increase his bond. No one knows where he is. He's never reported. He's charged with felon in possession of a firearm, and we don't know where he is. He's never reported to orientation. So someone set his bond at $1,000. I'll set his bond at $1,500. And I'm gonna ask for GPS. And if you're able to get in touch with your client, please let us know and just have him appear. He can appear by Zoom. We'll
Okay.
try to figure out why he's not reporting.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. You're excused. And Norma, also, can you find out where Mr. Sawyer is?
Judge, they're still trying to locate that inmate.
All righty. All right, Norma, and can you let them know that Miss Roselle can go back? Miss Roselle, we will see you back here on May 17th, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Have a good rest of the Monday.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Oh, just remain there until someone comes to
Okay.
remove you, okay?
Thank you.
And Ms. Martinez, we will see you today. However, the court is going to take its break at noon, but your attorney will be here.
Okay, yes, ma'am. So they'll call me this afternoon?
Yes, but just don't leave yet, okay?
Yes, sir.
Howdy, Mrs. Jones.
Mr. Rodriguez, where did you disappear to?
They sent me back to my unit. They sent me back to my unit. I told them I was still logged on over here, and they just told me to follow the other officer, and they escorted me.
All right, no problem. Who's the prosecutor on this case?
It's me, Judge.
Who is me?
David.
Okay. All right, the court is calling 2020 CR 8539, State of Texas versus Crescencio Rodriguez. If I can have parties announced for the record, please, for the state.
David Martin.
For the defense.
Joe Stenberg.
All right, and are you Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, everyone, we're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
No objection.
Any objections from Mr. Stenberg?
No, ma'am.
Mr. Rodriguez, I'm showing you a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video Conference. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
The court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, I'm showing you what's entitled Discovery Acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
Yes.
I'm sorry?
Yes, ma'am.
The court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Rodriguez, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, we are.
Mr. Rodriguez, I'm going to show you a document entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand what you're charged with is possession of a prohibited firearm, short barrel? It's a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered this plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Rodriguez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
The court will find the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Next, I'm showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 5 years in the prison. The state will remain silent on your application for deferred adjudication or community supervision. The state will take in consideration 2020 CR 7212. There's to be no contact with Mark Quevedo, Quevedo. Defendant agrees to the destruction of the weapon. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense is at the plea bargain agreement.
Yes, Your Honor.
State is at the plea bargain agreement.
Yes, it is, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then Mr. Rodriguez, to the offense is charged in the indictment. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Not guilty.
No contest.
No contest.
Are you sure that's how you wish to plead?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Rodriguez, do you understand if you're pleading not guilty, then that is telling the court that you're either requesting a jury trial or a bench trial? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, do you wish to go to trial?
No.
You sound unsure.
I don't understand, like, because I wasn't in possession of no firearm.
All right, then this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a break. We're gonna come back after lunch. We'll be back here at 1:45. And defense, that'll give you a chance to come back. If you'll zoom back in, that'll give you a chance to speak to your client and he can make a decision on whether or not he wants a jury trial or bench trial or continue with this plea.
Ma'am, I plead no contest. I don't want to go to trial or anything like that. I just want to go home to my children. I'm a single father.
Well, here's the thing. I want you to understand. The state is not saying they agree to your application of deferred adjudication or probation. I have not seen any of the evidence in the case. I don't know if I'm going to give you probation or not. So this, you're saying you just want to be done and go home to your children. I understand that, but that's not where we are in the process. So we're going to come back here. We're going to come back in the afternoon. And Mr. Steinberg, you can speak with your client. We're going to take a break and we'll be back at 1:45.
At 1:45 is when I'll be sent to a breakout room.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Norma, can you let them know we're going to take our break, but if Mr. Rodriguez can come back at 1:45, please.
Yes, ma'am. Do you want Ms. Martinez to come back at 1:30?
Yes. All right, everyone, we're going to stop live streaming. Hopefully everybody's Monday starts to pick up to be a great Monday.